Welcome back to our Rich Root Wealth channel. If someone had told me years ago that a simple money rule would completely change my financial life, I wouldn't have believed it. Because back then I was living paycheck to paycheck, barely surviving, constantly chasing the next dollar. I thought wealth was about luck or earning more. But it wasn't wealth. I discovered was about structure, about controlling where every dollar goes before it controls you. And that's when I created and mastered a formula that changed everything, the 60-30-10 wealth rule. This isn't another budgeting trend or a get-rich-quick hack. It's a powerful mindset and money system that took me from $0 to over $500,000 in less than a decade, without a high-paying job, lottery win, or fancy inheritance. So let's break it down, how it works, why it works, and how you can use it to take full control of your money and start building lasting wealth. 1. The turning point, why most people stay broke. Before we get into numbers, let's talk mindset. Most people don't fail because they don't make enough money. They fail because they don't manage the money they already have. When you live without a plan, money slips through your fingers like water. You earn, you spend, you survive. Then the cycle repeats. I used to be in that loop too. I thought the solution was making more, but every time my income went up, my lifestyle went up too. It's called lifestyle inflation, the silent killer of financial freedom. It wasn't until I learned to divide my income with discipline and purpose that things began to change. That's when I discovered the secret behind wealth wasn't how much you make, it's how much you keep and grow. 2. The 60-30-10 wealth rule explained. Here's how it works. 60% living and lifestyle. 30% wealth building. 10% freedom fund, generosity, growth. Simple? Yes. But it's incredibly powerful when you apply it consistently. Let's unpack each part. 3. The 60% living like you're already financially free. The first 60% of your income covers everything you need to live comfortably but not carelessly. That means rent, food, utilities, transportation, healthcare, and essentials that keep your life running. But here's the key. You design your lifestyle around this 60%, not beyond it. That means if you make $3,000 a month, you learn to live well within $1,800. You find joy in simplicity. You upgrade your habits, not your wardrobe. The truth is, most people trap themselves because their lifestyle keeps growing faster than their income. But if you can discipline yourself to live below your means, without feeling deprived, you'll create a massive financial gap between what you earn and what you spend. And that gap is where wealth grows. So instead of constantly chasing a bigger paycheck, you focus on mastering your 60%. Building a lifestyle that's efficient, intentional, and sustainable. 4. The 30%, the wealth builder. This is where the magic happens. Every month, 30% of your income automatically goes toward building wealth. This isn't savings for emergencies, that's survival. This is money that works for you while you sleep. Here's how I structured mine. 10% for investments, stocks, ETFs, or long-term index funds. 10% for business or side hustles, reinvesting into skill building, content creation, or scalable income streams. 10% for future assets, real estate, passive income projects, or new opportunities. The goal isn't to spend this 30%, but to plant it. Every dollar becomes a seed that grows trees, trees that eventually give you shade, fruit, and freedom. At first, it felt small. I was only investing a few $100s a month. But month after month, the snowball got bigger, and the momentum became unstoppable. That's the law of compounding discipline. Small, consistent actions that turn into exponential results. This 30% category transformed my financial life completely. It stopped me from thinking like a spender and trained me to think like an investor. 5. The 10%, the freedom fund. Now, this final 10% is what most people overlook, but it's what keeps you inspired and balanced. This is your freedom fund. It's the money that gives you flexibility, generosity, and personal growth. Here's how I split it. 5% for giving, helping others, supporting causes, or blessing someone in need. 5% for personal growth and joy, books, courses, travel, or experiences that feed your soul. See, wealth isn't just about stacking money, it's about expanding your capacity to enjoy life and impact others. When you give, you open the flow of abundance. When you invest in yourself, your value multiplies. This 10% keeps your heart grateful, your mindset abundant, and your motivation alive. 6. How the rule creates momentum. The 60-30-10 rule works because it strikes the perfect balance between living, building, and giving. It prevents overspending, enforces saving, and rewards discipline. It helps you grow while still allowing you to live. Over time, this simple structure becomes second nature. Your savings grow automatically. Your investments begin to compound. And your freedom fund gives you purpose. Most importantly, it rewires your brain. You stop seeing money as something to chase and start treating it as a tool for growth. Month by month, that 30% investment portion starts producing results. You see your portfolio growing, your business income rising, and your stress decreasing. That's the power of structure. It gives money direction, and direction creates destiny. 7. The psychology behind the rule. Behind every money rule lies a mindset shift. This 60-30-10 rule isn't just about math, it's about identity. When I started using it, something deeper changed. I stopped identifying as someone trying to get by and started identifying as a wealth builder. Every time I stuck to the plan, I sent a message to my subconscious. I am in control. I'm building something bigger than a paycheck. I respect my money, so my money respects me. The result? Financial confidence. When you feel in control, your energy changes. Opportunities start showing up. You become the kind of person money trusts. Because truthfully, money doesn't stay with those who don't know how to manage it. It stays with those who give it a purpose. 8. How I applied it, real example. When I started, I was making around $2,500 a month. Here's how I broke it down. 60% for living equal, sign $1, 50030% for wealth building, equal sign 75,000, and $10%. For freedom equal sign $250. I automated everything. As soon as my paycheck landed, 30% went straight into a separate investment account. The 10% went into a different account I used for books, giving, and learning. The 60% was left for bills and living, and I forced myself to make it work. The first few months were tough, but soon my emergency savings grew, my side hustle income doubled, and my investments started earning dividends. That's when I realized this works because it's simple and consistent. Over the years, as my income grew, I didn't change the percentages, I just expanded the scale. So, when I started making $6,000 a month, the 30% for wealth meant $1,800 without changing my lifestyle. And that's how I went from $0 to over $500,000 in net worth by keeping the same rule no matter how much I made. 9. Why it works for anyone. It doesn't matter how much you earn right now, this rule adapts. If you can't start with 60-30-10, start with 80-15-5. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Once you see that it's possible to take control of your money, you'll never go back to chaos. You'll start to feel power in your discipline, peace in your planning, and pride in your progress. Because this isn't just a financial rule, it's a life philosophy. It's about telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. 10. Lessons. The 60-30-10 rule taught me over time, this system didn't just build my net worth, it built my mindset. Here are the biggest lessons it taught me. Money loves clarity. The more direction you give it, the more it grows. Discipline beats income. It's not what you earn, it's what you keep. Automate success. Remove temptation by making good habits automatic. Wealth grows in silence. Consistency matters more than speed. Abundance starts in gratitude. When you give, you receive more. These lessons became the foundation of my financial life, and they can become yours too. From rule to freedom, the 60-30-10 wealth rule isn't a restriction, it's liberation. It frees you from financial chaos, emotional spending, and long-term stress. It transforms your relationship with money from survival to strategy. Because once you know exactly where your money goes, you stop living by accident and start living by design. You don't need to earn millions to feel wealthy. You just need to manage what you have with purpose, discipline, and vision. That's how I went from $0 to $500,000. And trust me, if I could do it, so can you. The moment you take control, money stops being your master and starts being your partner. And from that point on, every dollar you touch moves you closer to freedom. And that's the truth. Once you make these shifts, you stop chasing money, and money starts chasing you. If this video inspired you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because the more you learn, the faster you grow, and the closer you get to the wealth you deserve.